What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Gayle show. We back at it, doing it one more again. Albany State men's basketball school starts next week. Guys are returning to campus. Coach Gayle doing his thing. So I'm in Ohio. One of our biggest fans is very popular in Ohio, Coach. I'm up here doing my thing. Cincinnati Open tennis. Then I'm gonna come back down the road to Atlanta and prepare for the year ahead. SWAC MEAC, MTSU football, Georgia Tech football, then we leading into Hawk stuff starting media day, Coach. It's crazy, Coach.
You're a busy guy, but you've been busy all summer. Coach Boss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach, we in there getting it again, man. Coach, for you, summer went by fast for us, man. So
yes.
already.
Well, that's what happens when you're busy, my guy. You just been a busy guy, man, and I've been rooting for you and been a big fan, man. I stay on your social media, man, because I am a fan, not a hater, a fan.
Real one, Coach. You're a winner, Coach. You ain't a hater. Like, we got two haters out here, Coach, and it's still your birthday month, Coach. So, Coach, how was your party, Coach? You had a good party. How was that, Coach? How was the birthday, man? Talk to us about that, Coach.
Yo, you know what, Coach? It was fun, man. You know what's funny though? On a serious note, man, I had a lot of family, some young family that I haven't seen in a while. We got to, take a little cousin's picture that meant a lot to me. But you know how we ended the night? We ended the night because we had, we're Jamaican, so we had a lot of nice discussions. But the biggest discussion, man, was just discussing how, religion was kind of used to kind of, get into different countries, get introduced to different countries and kind of leads to what, issues were going on today. And just, just me and people in my family professing their faith. And then, people in my family also professing that, we got to wake up. We got to wake up and we got to start, not using, religion as a crutch. So it was a great night, man. The Lord blessed me not only with family, but the Lord blessed me to kind of, spread the word. So I had a great time. Great time.
It's also, like you said, man, it's about your actions. That's what your words too. It's about your actions.
There you go. There you go.
It's like, for me, it's about actions. You can tell me all day, I gotta see it.
That's right.
That's something that I'm big on. I'm like Missouri, show me. I'm like Missouri, show me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And
you know what's funny? It's right. We basically had church. That's a great way of saying it. We basically had church that night. We had worship that night. That's right.
And I know it's probably just some nice dances. Now, Coach, this something you know about me, Coach. You're gonna love this. I used to be the men's choir director.
No way. We learn something about you every show. You used to be the choir director?
Yes, Coach.
No.
I was the dude do, hey, we're gonna go up here, bring it up. Let's go down.
So you got all these talents that you just, you bring out and you showcase and expose every show, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Like, yeah, Coach, every Thursday, Sunday, I was the dude, because in my youth, in my younger days, I was in the music a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did music publishing. I made beats, get on the little synthesizer, get on the little keyboard. So, and Coach, I would get on the piano. Remember a song, It Ain't My Fault?
Yeah.
I would get on little C go, The devil be there. It ain't my
But what's funny though? A lot of
in church songs.
I was about to say, a lot of churches, man, they would love to have that type of energy to bring in our young people. And that's part of what we discuss, man. Like, people like you doing it. You mentor so many young people, man. That's why I'm so happy to be, working for you and with you, and just being at your disposal. People got it twisted, man. You are the commands. I'm just here to do whatever you tell me to do. And by the way, I appreciate the birthday gift, Coach Boss. Big time. You are first class. You are first class. You are first class.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, man. Like, because now, like you said, I was in the third Sunday every day. Look, Coach. And Coach, one time, I ain't gonna tell you no joke. The hot mic called me cursing out one of my.
It wouldn't be you without that.
Because he was trying to go all outside of the key, and I was like,
Yep.
I said, Mister, I didn't say his name. Nobody gonna sign your blankety blank to a record deal. You blank. Everybody in the church heard it, and I'm like, don't act like y'all don't cuss. Y'all ain't here, okay?
That's real. That's real.
I said, he pulls without sin. Cast the first stone against me. Y'all done fornicated, lied on your wife, cheat on your wife. Don't come at me for cussing.
Hey, listen. In Matthew, it says, heaven is like if a shepherd has 100 sheep and one strays away. Don't you leave those 99 for that one. So you got to make sure everybody's in tune, and it doesn't matter how you do it. Just get them back in tune. Get them back with the herd. But you know what's cool, man? That's coaching. That was coaching. You was coaching at a young age, Coach Boss. You was coaching.
I'm telling a 70-some-year-old man.
And how old were you at the time?
19, 20 years old.
See? You a born leader, man. You a born leader.
You know what my father said to him?
What'd your dad say?
He had everybody tell your dumb blankety blank that.
You know what? I would have had fun at your church with you being the choir director.
Yes.
I would have had fun at your church, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. Third Sunday, coach was our Sunday. Third Sunday, it was us. Thirds and the men's choir on third Sunday.
And not the boys' choir, the men's choir.
Men's choir.
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you. But that's your way of your ministry, your worship. You know, we gotta utilize our platforms for that. So man, I didn't even know that. I learned something about you every day, man.
That was my old, when I was in the music, that was out there third Sunday. I was there doing my thing. You know, we had 27 members of the men's choir. You know,
27?
27 members, yeah, the men's choir. Then I had my homeboy help me, my assistant, you know. Then I'm doing this, and he's playing, and the other homeboy leading the people.
Right.
You know, and we talk about give us some energy. I did like you know how I told you I did happy hour?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I led the choir, like it's happy hour. I made it really, like some people can relate to.
So how long did you do this for? How long did it go on?
Till I got my current job.
Oh wow.
You know, so
You've been doing it for a minute then.
Yeah, until I got my current job. It was like, 3 or 4 years situation. You know what I'm saying? Then
wow.
It became too much for me.
I would imagine.
Well, in the AME church, pastors change every 3 years.
Right.
So also, of course, with a pastor change, you got to learn. See, in the AME church, you learn a whole new pastor.
Right.
Every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Unless you get a waiver. So
well, I did not know that about you. So that's amazing to hear, man. It's let me tell you something, man. I truly value, our friendship and what we do together, man, because I didn't know that about you.
And Coach, I'll say this too. I've also preached sermons as well, Coach.
No way.
Yeah, but I didn't use the Bible when I preached. I didn't say that I did. I preached from real verse one, real. It was like but it made sense though.
So let me ask you this: were there a lot of young people there that attended that church?
A mixture of all ages.
That's awesome.
About 500 member church.
So you reached and you covered a lot of people.
Yeah, because like that they knew us as JR is gonna give to you real. And see, I try to make it real and something that you can relate to. Nothing where you gotta be confused or I break it down so simple to you in real life terms.
That's how the people have to get it.
I said, make the Bible your base, but let's talk about how we can apply.
How we can apply it.
Real life to realness right now.
That's right.
So right. That's sometimes I feel sometimes that's where some pastors fall short.
Right.
They don't make it relatable to real life situations now.
Well, trust me, I know. That's why I got you. That you have access and mentorship with my guys. So I knew I see something in you. One thing about me, I know talent. I don't know much. Apparently, I don't know anything, but I know talent.
Yeah, anything about public speaking, giving mentor. Because I know, Coach, my way is not how you would draw it up. Not you, right. But people would draw it up. I'm just direct and real.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I were somebody young, like especially college age, I would definitely look up to you.
Because it's like this, Coach. How my father taught me was just to be real at all costs.
Real. Yes.
He said,
a lot of people struggle with that, Coach.
I know. And they make that, and they make you the bad guy because you're real.
So in this setting where social media just has people like delusional, how do you balance that? How do you, because you're a lot like me, man. We are very private. Like if you didn't even mention my birthday, I got people around me that didn't even know it was my birthday. So how do you balance that? Still trying to reach the masses, but still trying to stay, true to who you are.
I think the main thing, like what I tell you about life is about life. It's like, I separate my person and my job. Like people don't know I'm having fun at this comedy show I go to at 4:00 on afternoon. It's the great comedy show I go to. It's the best comedy show in America I go to.
And people like me that laugh because you're genuinely funny. just don't even realize. I just feel like you're really funny, man. But now I see you're entertaining.
I go to a great comedy show at 4:00 in the afternoon. Good comedy show. But you know what, Coach? It's about, man, just look. When you look at my social media, it's about business.
Right. It definitely is. It definitely is.
And you notice, I'm not one of these guys who do a lot of other people's shows. You gotta be.
I do notice that.
You gotta be a teammate of mine, somebody I mess with, like my teammate Nick, who you saw me on his cooking, his food podcast.
Right.
You gotta be somebody, because, Coach, part of it is they're my competition, Coach.
Right.
I'm not giving my competition my people. They might like them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's part of it too, Coach. But privately, I mentor young men. I don't post on social media. I mentor young men who people know who they are. I just don't discuss it because
you just don't talk about it.
Just do the work.
And I think that's awesome about you, because you do a lot of things. Like we just found out today that you were a men's choir director. You do a lot of things and help a lot of people, and you're in so many things, but you don't really brag or talk about it. You just talk about what the issues are and what we have to do to get better as a people, what we have to do to get better as men, as mentors. I mean, that's a good point. And I wish more people would like that, man, because honestly, if you look at my social media, man, a lot of it is what you just said, is business.
Like, there's some coaches who've gotten fired. I hang out with them. You don't see posted picture. I was hanging out with this guy and Blase Skippy. There are guys who, I used to go to their houses and sit down with them for hours and talk.
Right.
But you're not going to see it on social media.
Right.
Like, like people were shocked to see me with Derek Mason at their media day. He was in MTSU. Well, me and Derek Mason have been friends for years.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show support.
And what did I tell you? Y'all look like y'all had great chemistry too.
Yeah. Known the man for years.
Yeah.
Like, at Vanderbilt, if one of many black dudes covering Vanderbilt football.
That's true. That is so true.
So he knows, he a real one. And I sat in his office and talked to him for hours about his life and coaching.
I'm going to be honest with you. Until people really stop finding ways to criticize and put down and find ways to uplift and to support, we're always going to have issues, as a human race, as a people, so I'm big on, we've done 22 episodes, right? I want someone to find any segment where I have criticized or talked about anyone. And it's a shame that, coaches, and I've said this on the show before, I don't talk about a lot of stuff either, where I'm having a lot of, interactions and engagement with coaches that I even go up against. Heck, I've even told some players on other teams, hey, man, I'm rooting for you guys. And that's why I think it was awesome. The summertime is great because you really get to not only spend time with family that you don't get during the season, but you also get to speak to opponents, opposing players, opposing coaches, and to hear some of the things that strangers, coaches that have just started, that said, hey, Patrick Gayle, right? Well, such and such told me I need to talk to you. And I'm like, hold up, that was one of our biggest rivals. Nah, but he said you're a real one. And you know what? Hearing that, I'm just blessed and I'm humbled. And, that's why I hang around and talk to people like you and work with people like you, because that's all I want around me. I don't have time for the foolish nonsense of trying to be competitive when we're not. You can be competitive within the basketball court, but when it's about, people and uplifting young people, I have no time for negativity.
Coach, like, I know this. I've been around a lot of coaches. I know this. That's why I do know. I know how not to do it.
It's a good point, and that is just as valuable as learning how to do it. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Like, I know how not to do it, and I think, Coach, what I would struggle in your role is because I'm not a chameleon per se. I can't flip the script based on who I'm around. I would be fired on the spot because you go get the West Side Atlanta JR every day.
Well, you know what's funny, Coach Boss. My one of my favorite coaches. I'm actually after this, just like you, I'm gonna go, break bread with a coach that I battled for years, and you know, you got people that root for when coaches are having a tough season, and this is for all my coaches. I usually try to address young people. This for my coaches, especially the coaches that are in unfair situations. You have coaches that will root for your downfall so it doesn't expose them, and you have coaches that know what you do, how much you put in, and just send you, you know, words of encouragement. And this coach that I'm meeting with, he's fiery. He'll cuss you out in a second. But this man sent me scriptures and words of encouragement when I was going through my darkest days during the season. And you'll never think it was that guy. Because, I mean, we would go at it for years. And that's what I'm all about. And this has got nothing to do with Albany State or whatever. This is Patrick Gayle and another coach just coming together and breaking bread. And that's what I'm all about. I root for everybody. I don't care. I don't have to win and you lose for me to feel good or for me to get glory. If we both win, I tell my guys all the time, winning is bigger than the scoreboard, you know? And to me, what you just said is winning. You're an upstanding man. You have high integrity, and to me, you're a winner. You know, so I'll take that for what it is, Coach.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And like you said, Coach, like winning comes in different forms. Like when people only focus on somebody's record, that's only one piece of it. You can still be winning off the court with a record that you might think is bad. Well, you don't know the record, but they got to deal with it. Get the record. Because I know being an HBCU school, a lot of time the records don't really talk about the impact you having. Because especially at the D1 level, you got to play 11 12 guarantee games just to waste money for your school.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about somebody's record, it's like, do you realize what they had to go through?
Well, it's funny because when I first got here, I was actually told that by one of the coaches, and they said, and they actually taught me what you just said, because this is my first HBCU. You know, the previous school, you know, it was an NAI, and it's a very big time NAI right now, and I'm proud to say that we had something to do with, you know, that it being a brand. But you do have a lot of unique issues, you know, at an HBCU. But I will also say this. I've had lawyers, teachers, administrators, managers all say the same thing in emails and just meeting people if it weren't for my coach at my HBCU. So this is season number 7 for me. I'm so blessed and I'm so, you know, humbled and happy that the Lord still has me in a seat to coach. And that's why I said this show is probably dedicated to all my coaches out there that get unfairly criticized, unfairly railroaded, unfairly put in situations. And unfortunately, it's a lot unique to HBCUs than any other schools. Keep pushing, because what you do touch young people, that's the record that matters. And, you know, I read it in the Bible, man. What you sow on earth, what you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, will be reaped in heaven. It does not matter what man says. It only matters what the Lord says. And when you look in the mirror, that's you talking to your creator. So it does not matter what man says. I've never worried about what man says. All my life, men have said nothing to put me down, because most men, that's what they do to make themselves feel like a man. But a real man is worried about uplifting. And that's why I say I pray for everyone, because I know that I have to look myself in the mirror, and I cannot, you know, the Bible also teaches about forgiveness. You don't just forgive 7 times, but 70 times 7. Doesn't matter how much a man has done against you. So I have no animosity towards anyone, because I got to look myself in the mirror. Forget about looking at another man.
that muscle don't make you a man. I want to tell y'all that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've worked in a hospital. I've seen a lot of people that have lost their lives or have been debilitated. So you never should worry about anything on earth, because you go see some people in the hospital that have had one instant change their whole life. You better get right with the Lord.
No doubt. And you know what's crazy, coach? This coach, man, like, look, people just don't understand. Like, Jamaica got hit by a storm in the Caribbean right now. Like, for us in the Caribbean, it's always a crapshoot every year.
Correct.
Because where we
Correct. Correct. You got, it's funny because that was something that, we talked about too. There's so many things that we have in this country that we take for granted. Healthcare, infrastructure, honestly, there are people in other countries that just don't understand how people starve, when you have so much access to food. There's so much food that's thrown out every day in supermarkets and restaurants. So, I actually, spoke to somebody, recently, that was homeless, and just, talking to them, praying with them, and, they get it, coach, because kind of what you just touched on, they appreciate life because life is so hard. When you're not in a nice pampered situation, sometimes that's the best thing for you, because you actually appreciate, you come into this world with what the Lord gave you, which is your mind. And if you have your mind and your health, you don't talk about nonsense about other things. When you're debilitated, that's when you really can appreciate little things. And I try every day to tell my young guys, appreciate life, appreciate your mom, appreciate the fact that you can talk to mom, appreciate those things. That's what matters.
Go to the Hawks games, it's crazy. That railroad track where the arena is, my dad couldn't cross that as a kid.
Exactly.
Gulch, you couldn't.
Exactly.
I know that whenever I go to work, like, my dad can cross these tracks. And now homeless people have been moved out, and because they're building Centennial Yards now, this whole development of the house ownership group is building right across the street from the arena, which is going to take away to move the homeless out. I never understood why all the food from the Swedes, just go give the people outside some food. They will never do it. So what you said, Coach, I see it at the games. All the food that don't get used from the suites and the clubs, just go outside and bless them. But it gets thrown away, as you said, Coach.
Yeah, and it's a shame. It's a shame, man. We have to, and that's what I was talking about earlier, man. And the coach, and again, I'm addressing coaches because I know there's a lot of coaches, man, that have been put in some unfair situations, man. Keep plugging. What you do matters. And the record that matters the most is when you see your creator, and your creator is going to ask you of an account of what you've done on this earth. They're not going to ask about money. They're not going to ask about cars. They're not going to ask about your record. They're going to ask about how many people have you had the chance to touch people. How have you touched them? And did you broadcast it? That's another thing. Were you humble about it? Did you actually do it? And I seen everything. So I don't need you to broadcast to the world. I need you to broadcast the message, and I have to say this, man. A lot of athletes, professional athletes, a lot of young professional athletes, man, they get it, man. They get it. They're not afraid to speak about their faith. They're not afraid to talk about, giving the Lord the glory. They get it, man. It's almost like these younger athletes have a humility that I can appreciate, that I have to shout out.
Close up there, folks. Episode 22, Deuce, the Patrick Gayle show.
22.
We're coming back with 23, the Jordan or the LeBron show. I don't know which one it is, but 2 or 3 is 5, Coach. I know that too. So we're going to come back with that down the road here. School starts and season gets near the schedule. We're coming out soon. So the Rams got something coming. The Rams got something coming for you.
Hey, all I can say is Coach Boss.
All right, folks. We out. Coach.
See you soon, Coach.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.